What's up guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be ranking all the named locations on the map. So there are 16 places on the map, and I will be starting from worst to best. And of course, this is all just my opinion, you guys may have a different one than me, and that is completely fine. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss any awesome videos, and let's get into the video. So starting in at last place, there's going to be Sludgy Swamp. And this place used to be so good, like Slurpy Swamp, that's what it used to be. And it was so good. Like that place, you get a free shield and had loot there. But then after the whole alien abduction thing, this place got absolutely destroyed. Like, there's now no more loot there. You don't get free shield. It's just like, why would you want to land there? I won't even land there. Like, I wouldn't land there for any sort of game. Not a solo, not a duo. You're not gonna see anyone there. You're not gonna get any kills. You're not gonna get any loot. That place all around just completely sucks. It used to be like amazing as well. Like you know. You never get anything. You used to get free shield, and now you don't. So that place, definitely the worst place on the map, honestly. And I think it actually kind of is worse than number 15. And you guys, I'm sure you guys know what number 15 will be. But Sludgy Swamp, definitely in my opinion, the worst place on the map. It used to be so good, but after the whole alien abduction, it's not anymore. And in my opinion, it's the worst place on the map, and I avoid it as much as possible. So now, number 15. I'm sure you guys kind of already were expecting this one, but it's going to be Coral Castle. Now, I know I put it above Sludgy Swamp, and I think the only really reason I have it above that is just because Sludgy Swamp used to be so good, and then went to bad, but Coral Castle was always kind of bad. So I just kind of made like an exception for that one, honestly. But, yeah, this place all around sucks. Like, it was a huge disappointment. We all know about this place. It's so bad. I'm sure you guys already know. But if you guys don't know why it's bad, basically you get no loot. You're in low ground. So like everyone can just shoot from above down on top of you. So that is annoying. You basically get no mats here. There's no trees. It's just a bunch of brick and there's not even that much there. So all around Coral Castle just sucks. No loot. No mats. Ultimate low ground. What more could you ask for? Like, it sucks. Number 14 is going to be Dirty Docks. And now this place really isn't that bad. I was kind of iffy on placing this one this low, but I think the main reason I have it this low is because first off, there's not much loot for like more than like a solo. Not even, I mean maybe a duo could be acceptable, but definitely no squads can land here. And plus you get no mats here, it's only metal there. So I'm just kind of going like, if you land here, it's not that bad of a place like in design wise, but you're not walking out with much. So that's why I kind of had it a little low on the list. But honestly, I still think this place is not that bad at all. It actually is pretty decent. So number 13 is going to be Corny Crops. And this place, like last season, and like Frenzy Farm and stuff, used to be really good. But then again, after season 7, this place just got destroyed. I mean, it is sort of in the middle of the map, which I guess isn't that bad. You can always kind of go here if you want to. But in my opinion, you just don't get that much here, especially with the huge craters now. Like, you're only going to be looting that one big house and maybe that barn. You can get anything in there and that's it. You're done. So maybe a solo can land here, but definitely I don't think a duo can land here. There's not enough loot for them. So unless you're playing anything more than a solo, it's not that good of a place. Then again, Caddy Corner, number 12 on the list. Now this place used to also be good. A lot of these places used to be good on the lower part of the list. Now if you play season 3 of chapter 2, of course, you know that this place had the mythic charged shotgun and the mythic shockwave gun, and that's where it got most of its attraction from. But we're going to be basing it off this season, so season 8. And then this season, this place is not good at all. Like, first off, there's no mythics. The vault sucks. You really only have like almost like the gas station part in that main building. That's it. You're not getting much loot here. Maybe I kind of have it a little higher on the list because if you have like a good rotation plan, like maybe you loot Caddy, then go to retail or lazy, I could definitely see that. But who knows how many times you're doing that a game. Plus, it might be a little hard with Storm. So I feel like this game, if you land here, it's not going to be the best place to go. And I think there are better places. Again, I don't think there's much loot for more than one person, which is why I'm going to have to have it a little lower on the list. Now that takes us to number 11. And if you guys have noticed, most of the places on the lower part of the list have been on the outer side of the map. And I feel like that's just like a common thing that's going on here. But I think it does have a good reason to be. It's just because like no one really wants to run from Steamy to Sludgy. Like, no one's trying to do that. So I think that's where most of like the bad places are, in my opinion. I mean, they're half decent in my opinion, but yeah, they're not that good. So back to number 11, Steamy Stacks. I know this place actually is pretty decent. I don't really see any really big problems with this. I think we're kind of out of the bad places now, we're getting into the more decent ones. The Steamy Stacks honestly isn't that bad of a place. It does have that huge crater in there, but that's not really a big deal. But I feel like there's just not that much loot here. There's only like a couple chests. You're not getting much here, you're not walking out with much. Again, I think it's maybe another solo place. I think actually a duo can land here, but I don't really see squads landing here or trios. But you do also have the wind tunnels, or not wind tunnels, but like the huge stacks that you can go up and glide out of, so that's pretty helpful for movement. Now we got Craggy Cliffs in number 10. And now, still at the edge of the map, this one I thought was a little better than Corny, just because it's kind of by Pleasant. It's more towards Pleasant, so it's a better rotation. And you got the water right there, and you're probably going to be getting fishing rods there as well, so you can fish there. And it does have, I'd say, probably the same amount of loot as Steamy. This doesn't have that much, but it's still pretty decent. And you got the river right there, so this place all around, it just has a good surrounding area in my opinion. The loot in there is pretty iffy, but I feel like you could probably do more stuff outside the place in it. It's just the position it is on the map. That's the main reason why I have it this high. Now we got number 9. Now this place, it's pretty, not bad, but it's Bony Burbs. Now this place was supposed to be tilted towers, but it never got switched, and that's a huge disappointment for it. Yeah, like season 5 it was supposed to be like tilted. Kind of messed it up. They made it like sandy towers, whatever it was called. In season 6 they made it primal, and they never switched it back. And that was their main issue in my opinion. But this place, it's honestly not that bad. It still has a sort of tilted like part to it. Like the buildings are still there, but they're kind of like worn down and stuff. But I don't see this place as many like as a place where you would normally land. It's just in my opinion, like you come from Weeping, you go here like Holly, Believer Beach, Pleasant maybe. You might be ending up at Bony Burbs. And it's not even a bad place to even be as well. So it's just kind of like tilted towers. It's not that bad. So it's a pretty okay place in my opinion. It's in the center of the map, which I think is what helps it out the most. Now number 8. And now this is probably where it gets more interesting in my opinion, because this is where it's kind of harder to rank these places. But number 8 is Holly Hedges. Now I wanted to put this one higher on the list, but then I was thinking like, you don't get much loot here. You really aren't. There's only a couple houses here in the store, and it's just not enough to support like a whole squad. Maybe a duo can land here, but I have played duos and I have landed here, and we've still struggled getting loot, and I just don't think this place really holds up. But it does have a nice layout. It is on the edge of the map, but not that bad. You're kind of by Weeping and Believer Beach, so the surrounding area is not bad at all. So I don't think this place is bad at all. It's an okay place. I just think it's a little lower on the list because you kind of struggle with loot a little bit. Now we go to number 7. And now this place, in my opinion, I actually really like this place, but I was trying to be as least biased as possible, and so I kind of had to put it a little lower, and that's going to be Weeping Woods. I do like this place a lot. I do land here a lot, and I do like the buildings. You dig some good loot from there. But again, it does struggle supplying like a whole squad, and that's another main issue with this place. But the reason I have it a little higher than like Holly Hedges is because number 1, it's sort of towards the middle a little more. Number 2, like it has good rotation with the river and getting down. And number 3, it has good mats. So all around, like this place in my opinion is not bad at all. You're getting good mats here. You're getting probably good loot here. I've always got good loot here. Good mats. So you're really usually walking out with a lot of stuff when you land here. And that's definitely why I like Weeping Woods a lot. So above that, we have number 6, the Convergence. Now this place, I was struggling to put it on because I never land here. Now that's the thing, I don't land here, but I rotate here all the time because it is the center of the map, so I'm always passing it by. And for being the center of the map, I would say it's not even a bad place at all. It is a little confusing. I don't really see many chests here. I see a lot of floor loot though. But if you just kind of run through here, just collect some floor loot, you might be walking out with an extra 3 minis or like an extra big shield. And it's definitely like a plus. I don't really see many issues here. You have like the whole ground that you can bounce off of for good movement. So all around I was like thinking about this place. I don't land here, but it does have, I would say, just some good loot that you can just kind of walk through there. You know, like I said, you're walking out with maybe some extra heals and ammo, and that's nothing bad at all. The Convergence, it was okay, but I don't think it's the best place on the map, but it also isn't the worst. And I don't really see any downsides with it, just some benefits. Now we got top 5. And now this one in my opinion was pretty underrated. I don't really think many people like this one, but it's gonna be Misty Meadows. I don't really see anyone saying that Misty Meadows is like their favorite place on the map, but in my opinion it is probably one of my favorites. Now I do really like the layout of this build, like this place. You do have like the bridge that separates it, so you have one half and like the other half. So I think that kind of helps with like maybe duos. If you guys want to split it up, it's pretty easy. I'll get this side, you get that side. So you know, it's nice for that reason. But it does also have some good loot there I usually find. It does have a vending machine there, so you can always buy stuff off that. This place, I also see good. You can rotate to Lazy Lake as well. You have the whole pound area. I definitely like the layout of this place. I like the location. So I really like this place a lot. I don't really see many issues with it. I think it's pretty underrated. I've never seen anyone landing here or saying it's their like favorite place. I definitely think this one needs a little more recognition. Number 4. Now these are probably, in my opinion, these are going to be like the better places on the map. So number 4 is going to be Believer Beach. Now I think this place is actually really good. I like the whole beach vibe. Now this place in my opinion is really good. I like it whole like being on the beach as well. It has a good like location where you can kind of rotate to Bony. Maybe Holly, maybe Pleasant, depending on the storm. But I do like the location of this one. You're by the water, you're by the river. And this one actually has a lot of loot here. You can supply a whole squad here. And they can all like walk out with some decent loot. So in my opinion, this is actually a good place. Has a good location on the map. Everything about this place is good. It has good loot. I like the design, the layout is good. So Believer Beach, definitely one of the better places on this map. It is a little far off, but that's not much of an issue. Number 3 is Retail Row, one of the OGs. Now the only issue, I'm going to start off with just the issue. The only issue is it's on the side of the map. But that's not much of an issue at all, in my opinion. Because like you can rotate to Lazy, and you can kind of like clean up Lazy a bit. Now you also are getting a lot of loot here. Like you can split it up evenly with a duo, like I get stores, you get houses. Or you know, you can split it in half. So it works out really well with this place. I do get a lot of good loot here. This place is actually really good for loot and good for rotation. I really like Retail Row, and it's definitely gonna be number 3 on the list. Now number 2, now I see number 2 and number 3 being pretty interchangeable, but I'm gonna have to put Pleasant Park at number 2. Now the reason I have this one at number 2 and not number 3, like retail, is because I like how it's more spread out. I think there is a little less loot here. Like you're probably not gonna get as much as retail, but the spacing is a lot better. It leaves for a lot more like, you know, you can fight here better. So Pleasant Park definitely has like a better layout, and it is a little closer to the center of the map. You do have the river, and if you go down the bridge you have the slurp truck, so that is always really good with this place. Now I don't really see much of like a whole squad land here, but definitely a duo can land here, maybe a trio. That's a little stretch though, but this place is actually really good in my opinion. I like this one a lot. And number 1, the best place in my opinion is gonna be Lazy Lake. Now this place is like the sort of reiteration of Tilted Towers with the whole being a city, but I really like this place a lot. It works out really well. It can support a whole squad. Like you can split it up. Like I get houses, I get like the 2 main buildings, and you get like the other side. You know, whatever, however you want to do it. But this place has a lot of good loot. It's nice and big. This is where like all the fights take place, and it's such a good place. Like everyone goes here. It's like, you know, it's the main hotspot of the map. You're gonna see everyone landing at Lazy Lake. So Lazy Lake in my opinion is honestly probably one of my favorite places, and it has good surrounding as well. If you have to, you can go down by Misty and you have like the whole lake. You can go towards the middle because you have that river there. So it's spread out nicely, and like it has like, it's a good gateway to all the like the other surrounding places on the map. So that's gonna be it for my list. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like and subscribe with the bell so you don't miss any awesome videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.